Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a king. His people obeyed his every word without question, and everything he ordered was done exactly on time. One day the king thought to himself, "My people always follow my commands and love me dearly, but do they obey me because my orders are good for them? Or would they follow even a foolish command? Let me find out." So he called his viziers and said, "Announce to everyone in the land, no one must bring any benefit to himself. That is my command." The viziers spread the word, and soon the whole kingdom heard of this strange order. They returned and told the king, "Your Majesty, the people will obey exactly as you have said." The king said nothing. But that night he dressed in ragged clothes and went out into the streets, disguised as a beggar, to see what would happen. At the edge of town, he saw a small house with a light still burning inside. Curious, he knocked at the door. A poor shoemaker was working by the glow of a lamp, sewing shoes. When he saw the beggar, the shoemaker stood up and kindly offered him a small piece of bread. The king, still in disguise, asked him sternly, "Why do you disobey the king's command?" He said no one should benefit himself, and yet you keep your lamp burning. The shoemaker shook his head and answered, "That's a foolish command. I am a poor man. Every day I earn 4 coins, and every day I spend 4 coins. That is how I survive. If the king were truly wise, he would understand this." The king said nothing, but returned to his palace with the shoemaker's words in his mind. The next morning, he summoned his 4 wisest viziers and said, "I appointed you as my viziers because you are the cleverest men in the land. Now, answer me this. Every day I earn 4 coins, and every day I lose 4 coins. What is my profit and what is my loss? You have 3 days to solve this riddle. If you cannot, your lives shall be forfeit. But if you find someone who can answer, I will spare you." The viziers puzzled over the riddle for 3 days, but found no solution. Desperate, they planned to flee. At that moment, the shoemaker appeared before them. "If I solve the king's riddle," he asked, "what will you give me?" The viziers promised him 4,000 gold coins. The shoemaker agreed, took the reward, and went with them before the king. He bowed and said, "Your Majesty, I am the one who earns 4 coins a day and spends 4 coins. This is how it works. 1 coin I lend, 1 coin I use to pay an old debt, 1 coin I throw into the well, and 1 coin I spend on food for myself and my wife." The king frowned. "We understand the coin you spend on yourself and your wife. But what do the others mean?" The shoemaker explained. "The coin I lend, I give to my son, so that one day when I am old, he will care for me. The coin I use to pay an old debt, I give to my parents for they cared for me when I was young. The coin I throw into the well, I give to my daughter, who returned to my home after her marriage failed." The king was astonished. "This shoemaker is wiser than all of my viziers," he declared. And from that day on, the humble shoemaker became one of the king's trusted viziers.